weather has drastically changed
It has.
in the last, 48 hours?
Yeah, but this is November weather.
Yeah.
We've been blessed with, well, really good weather. So,
Yeah.
and you made it past your birthday.
I did. I lived
Happy
through
belated
it.
birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I guess I want to remind folks, welcome to the Mojo Whiskey Bar. Glad to have you back. If it's your first time, welcome. Stick around, tune in for more. There's plenty of things we're going to be doing. You can always go back and look at what we've done before. And Jamie and I did quite a few videos prior to officially launching the Mojo channel. And from time to time, we'll feed those into our videos as well. So check those out. I've got a blind set up for you today.
What have you got me into today?
Well, I mean, just looking at the color of 76,
they
don't look very good, but
they look youngish. We'll say that. They look youngish.
And Jamie and I, we text, we communicate back and forth as to, hey, what do we want to do? So he might have a clue what this is about, but I guess we'll find out. So A, B, C.
Okay.
Ours are the same. So let's go into letter A and see what we got here. I mean, the color it's like straw water. It's very pale yellowish in color. The nose isn't terrible.
I mean, it has a decent nose on it for a bourbon.
It
does. It really does.
It just looks young.
It just looks young. It looks.
But it's like classic bourbon. A little bit of cinnamon for me. A little bit of butter. A little bit of brown sugar.
Yeah, there is sweetness.
A little bit of corn. A lot of sweetness on the nose. Well, I've had them down here sitting for probably a good 15 minutes. So I'm giving them the best chance they could possibly get.
Yeah. You gave me a head start at least. Okay.
All right.
See what we got here.
All right. Bottoms up.
I'm actually trying to pull something out of it. Besides,
it's not much there.
There's not much there. You get a lot of that ethanol burn, and really, that's what you get. I mean,
yeah, it's sometimes you drink a bourbon and you only get maybe one or two flavor notes, and I mean, I feel like I'm drinking whiskey, but I'm not getting many notes that I can speak of here, really.
No.
It's pretty watered down.
It's very, very watered down. There may be a slight hint of some oak to it, but there is just not a lot.
Not a lot there.
There's not a lot there. I mean, that is it'd have to be a lower grade whiskey, very young.
It's not something I'm going to buy.
I hope I haven't.
I guess we'll find out. Now, anyway, we'll get into it. I feel like I don't want to spoil it. So, all right. It's okay. But if I were new to bourbon, brand new, never had it before, or maybe my experience has been like Old Number 7 or Jim Beam White Label or something like that, I don't know. Those are even better.
Those are better. It has a bad aftertaste to it. I mean, it's just kind of more of a bitter, strong on ethanol. I mean, it's really strong. If this was going to be your first introduction to whiskeys, you may be done.
You may be done.
You may go elsewhere.
Yeah, I agree. It's not very good.
It's not.
All right, let's move on to number 2.
Now this,
I think you might have had this one before.
It has a little bit of a weaker nose than this.
It does. There's not much to it though either.
There's not much to it. But definitely you don't get that strong ethanol on the nose. But you also don't pull a lot of sweet.
No, I don't get any sweetness on this one. It's almost like wet hay a little bit.
Yeah, it's a mildewish.
Yeah. Like a hay bale that's been sitting outside and just saturated with water, and it's starting to get. I mean, these are not. Amanda makes fun of me all the time. She's like, "What are you guys talking about with wet hay and dirt and musty and like nobody's ever going to want to drink that stuff." And sometimes that's true, but when you smell something, it's just what it reminds you of.
It does, yeah.
It doesn't necessarily correlate to a bad taste per se, but the nose on this one is, it's wet hay, moldy, musty, wet hay.
Yeah, it's not strong
No,
at all. I mean, there's just not a lot there.
Now, I will tell you, I think this was 80 proof. I think the one we're about to sip on is 80 proof. The last one's going to be a little north of 100.
Okay.
So, for what it's worth.
Yeah.
I get juicy fruit.
Yeah.
Like chewing gum.
There is a weird juicy fruit sweetness to this, but it doesn't last long.
No. And that aftertaste gets really bitter. And acrid.
It is very bitter, which kind of puts you back to that mildewish nose you had. It kind of comes through onto the palate. I mean, that is just not my top 10.
No, it might be in my bottom 10.
Yeah, that's right.
Now, I will tell you, the first one we tried, somebody gave it to me, so I didn't buy it. I will tell you, I bought the next two.
Okay.
For what it's worth. So.
We've all done that.
No. Yeah. All right, ready for this last one?
Yeah. So I did get a little bit of caramel on the nose.
And you might have had this one. I don't know. All of these are, I don't want to say they're well known, but they're decently known. At least two of the three I know are decently known.
Yeah, I do. I get a decent nose off this. There's some caramel, maybe a slight hint of vanilla on the nose. It definitely.
It's the best nose of the three.
Yes, yeah.
The first one, I mean, I could tell I was maybe drinking some kind of whiskey, and even the second one too. But this one, I mean, just color-wise, I mean, this one you can tell is a big difference.
Yep.
These two are drink and look very young. This one seems to have a little bit more age to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, here we go. Get like a cherry cough drop.
Cherry cough drop with pepper on it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a pepperish taste to it, and not a great one. I mean, and I like pepper on food, but this is like somebody you go to put the pepper on there, and the whole lid falls off, and you dump a big pile on there.
And you got to try to
mix
it in. Hopefully,
throw it on your spouse's plate while she's not looking. So it's this that has a medicinal taste with pepper, and then it just kind of lingers, and it's tough to get rid of.
Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like the back of my throat's closing up a little bit.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So, any guesses on what I put you through today? I mean, you knew what we were messaging about. So,
are any of the three Sipes?
No, they're not Sipes.
Okay.
All right. I'll let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah. Okay.
So, there's a trend in the liquor world these days of celebrities putting their name on bottles, and so the first one we drank was Wolf Moon Bourbon. This is Jason Aldean's bourbon.
You might want to stick to music.
Yeah, so
that's tough.
That was the first one we had. The second one we had,
I've not even seen
that. Somebody gave it to me. I never even heard of it either. But second one, I think you probably had. This is the Traveler whiskey. This is the Chris Stapleton collaboration with Buffalo Trace. And then the third one, probably the most legitimate of the three, is Heaven Door, and this is Bob Dylan's whiskey. So
interesting.
You know, and I think you and I both watch a lot of the folks that do bourbon and whiskey reviews, and everybody, all these celebrities and singers and whatnot, seem to be wanting to attach their name to whiskey. And I think we've learned in recent events that maybe celebrity endorsements aren't necessarily a good thing. So I'm not sure that celebrities should get too involved with liquor either, you know?
Yeah, and I've had the Traveler whiskey, and I have probably on the bottle too. But I think I've had it with an ice cube block.
I think that wouldn't hurt. I think making it like if you made an old fashioned with it or something like that,
yeah,
it would be pretty
yeah, because it
good.
has a really, I mean, it has a pretty decent nose, um, and it makes sense because this is what a collaboration with Buffalo Trace.
Yeah, I think so. And it's a whiskey blend.
Yeah,
So I don't entirely know what that
yeah.
means. I guess we'll. And the funny thing for me is I always heard Chris Stapleton doesn't even drink. So I don't. It seems like it'd be hard to develop a whiskey product
Yeah.
if you're not really a whiskey connoisseur of any sorts. The one that surprises me, I just
Yeah.
like I didn't know. Like I bought this Heaven's Door a while back,
Yeah.
and like I've had it for a while. It's okay.
And that's the thing about Kessler. Okay. Because he has several. There's several in that line.
I say, but there's a ton. I was at
Mm-hmm.
Total Wine the other day, and there was a good 5 or 6 different Heaven's Door type releases. So that was surprising to me that one's still hanging around. But I don't know. You know many people that have had that?
I don't. Now there is a new-ish, I guess you could call it a celebrity bourbon. Is it 49 Row?
I don't know.
Dierks Bentley, and it's selling out.
Really?
So it's tough to find. It's getting pretty good reviews.
Well,
So
but this did too. I don't know if this did. And like I said, the fact that Heaven's Door has 4 or 5 different variations.
Bourbon or whiskey?
It's
a bourbon. It is a bourbon. Interesting.
Yeah. And so I guess my moral of the story, at least for me personally, is if it's a celebrity endorsed product, I'm probably not going to rush out to buy it. Now the Dierks Bentley one could be interesting if you read or heard a lot about that one.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Row 49.
Row 49.
Yeah. And the proof point,
I think
for an 80 point bourbon, is rare.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the lowest one that I would say that I drink consistently would probably be Old Forester's base.
Yeah.
And I think it's 83 or something like that. But
83 or 86, something like that.
Yeah, but
usually I'm 100 or more.
Yeah.
Not always.
And that may be part of.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt either one of these to be a little bit of higher proof,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
No.
And I don't think it would hurt their product in any way. And if somebody didn't want it to be at an 80 proof, well, they could just drop an ice cube in,
Correct. Yeah.
So.
But I agree that the Traveler would probably make a really good old fashioned.
Yeah.
I mean,
because I think you mix a little bit of simple syrup and some orange peel and some Luxardo cherry. I think it would be okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I've drank plenty of that, so I'm kind of surprised.
But it's in a blind, and it's different.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
This one, I'm a little disappointed in.
Yeah.
More than because I haven't had the Heaven's Door stuff.
And I don't know why I bought the single barrel.
Yeah. And it's finished in what wine barrel?
Whatever Vino de Naranja cask are. I don't know what that means, but.
So I don't know if that. I'm sure it does change it somewhat. So I wonder what the.
But I'm not going to rush out to buy the standard straight bourbon.
And I walk by them all the time and I think about it and I've passed them up.
Yeah.
And I'll probably keep passing them up.
No disrespect. If you love this stuff, good on you. Because, whiskey for sure is a personal thing, a personal preference. So,
absolutely.
If you like any of these, then, don't take our word for it. Take your own word for it. But I just thought this might be a fun little blind to try today.
Yeah, so. And we'd love to hear from you. If there's a celebrity whiskey that you are all in on, and I know there's several out there that really like the Traveler stuff, and I think it's one of those where you either love it or you hate it. There's not too many middle of the road.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's a celebrity bourbon whiskey, let us know.
That's worth trying. Don't be playing any jokes on us, right? So we work hard for the money, and we don't want to buy whiskey we're not going to drink. So, and if anybody really loves these products, drop us a comment. I'm happy to part ways with them, probably for no cost. Yeah. So just reach out to me, and I'd be happy to meet up and hand these things off, and you can enjoy it to your heart's content. So, any other thoughts on this?
No, this was I like this concept.
We'll do it from time to time.
Yeah. So, like I said, disappointed here. not overly surprised here.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've had this, so I'm kind of on the fence with the Traveler.
I think of the three, though, I am considering it's 80 proof.
Yeah.
I think it was probably the best overall flavor for me.
Oh yeah.
Because this one is
Yeah.
just like it's got this weird taste in my mouth that it's not pleasant.
Yeah, because I mean, to me, with the Traveler, you can tell there was some thought that went into it.
For sure.
And the collaboration with Buffalo Trace definitely comes out, especially on the nose.
And I didn't read the labels. I don't know who's involved with making the juice here, and I don't know who's involved with making the juice here, but I do know this was widely publicized. So.
Well, this one I saw.
It's probably an MGP, I would guess.
Distilled and bottled at Old Camp Whiskey, Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
Yeah.
So
probably. Yeah. All right. So. Well, anyway, thank you all for tuning in. I forgot to remind you all to like, share, and subscribe, but do that now. It's a painless thing. It takes just a little click, and it helps us out a whole bunch. So we appreciate it if you would take that moment and subscribe and click the thumbs up and all those sorts of things.
Hit that bell. Get
notified. Yeah, get notified.
Get notified. Yeah. So
absolutely. All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.